It's on!
It's on! Yay! Hello, and welcome to this week's Jash Talks. I am your host, Jashikins, and with me, as always, is my co-host,
Puncher.
And our guest this week,
Kheetor.
Yep. Same from last episode. She's back for some crazy-ass reason she wanted to come back here.
I heard I was funny, so I'll come back for that. For that kind of compliment.
Look, she's got an ego. That's good. We need that around here.
Yeah, really, we have...
It's not like we have enough ego.
And our other guest?
Hey.
Hello.
Jim.
What's your name?
Jim.
Damn it, it's Jim.
Yeah. If Heather's gonna provide the ego, then I'm gonna provide the id.
Ah.
We've got a whole psychological quadfecta here.
Yep. That's it. That's all. Then again, some people don't believe in Freud's theories because he was kind of full of bullshit.
Yeah.
Every one of his thoughts move back to him wanting to bang one of his parents. So
Yeah.
you do want to doubt the sanity of this man.
Yep.
Like, is this what everyone else is thinking, or is it what he was thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. For Freud.
Okay, we'll talk about Freud in another episode.
Jung was better.
Jung had a nice name too.
What?
Jung had a nice name too. Look at that name. Jung.
Okay, this episode is all about Guardians of the Galaxy when we're not going off on tangents about Freud.
You don't like tangents about Freud? I think tangents about Freud are the best tangents.
Hey, I'd rather talk about a big old tree and a talking raccoon than Freud, okay?
That's true. It's a good thing to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, just to warn everyone, if they couldn't have guessed, this podcast will be full of spoilers. So if you haven't yet seen Guardians of the Galaxy, what the fuck is wrong with you? And go out in theaters before finishing this.
Yeah.
I think if they haven't seen it yet now, they deserve it to be spoiled.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's your own
They're
exactly.
damn,
scum and they should die.
it's your own damn fault, people. We're gonna ruin it for you.
You brought it upon yourself, and now you will fear the wrath of Omar. And Punchy, the name. Punchy is the name.
Yeah.
The Wrath of Omar.
Yes, he's a different person.
The worst Star Trek movie.
Which one?
Khan's peeved brother.
Okay, for if you have forgotten, or just because I want to seem professional, from IMDb, the summary for Guardians of the Galaxy is light years from Earth. 26 years after being abducted, Peter Quill finds himself the prime target of a manhunt after discovering an orb wanted by Ronan the Accuser.
The accuser.
The accuser.
Or as
The
the French would,
accusers.
or the French would say, "Je accuse."
Well, that sounds
You're
better.
putting that French shit around me.
He's a British. You don't say anything French.
Like, you guys still have that animosity?
It will never go away.
Really? Then why
Never.
did you build an underground tunnel linking your two nations?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't want to go to
what
war.
was
We
that
don't
shit?
have to take a car.
Oh.
It's just convenience.
So you just do it for convenience, and okay, I
Alright.
see how it goes.
Fair enough. I'm still waiting for them to do that here. Build one from California to Hawaii.
Oh
Just
shit!
invade Hawaii.
No, just so you can drive to Hawaii.
Well, what's the purpose of not invading Hawaii? That just doesn't make sense.
We already invaded it and conquered it. We don't need anything else.
Yeah, it's already part of our country.
Yeah, we just
Fine,
Now-
need to call Puerto Rico a damn state and just get along with it. You know,
Yeah.
stop this Commonwealth shit.
You
Yeah.
should still invade it.
How about
Because why not?
you're British. You should invade it. You are all about conquering those.
That's true.
island
We
nations.
basically invaded every country on Earth, and I think that's pretty much a fact.
You got the Canary Islands for crying out loud.
Yeah, look at the name, Canary. What a bloody
Yeah.
nice name.
Yeah. Not based on the bird, but it's actually from the Latin canis, dogs.
That's even better.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay, yeah.
More
Let's
ten-
start on
more-
the basics of what did you think about the movie overall?
It's good.
Oh, that's descriptive. Wow, that's worth waiting 2 weeks for this fucking podcast. Okay.
Alright, fine. I thought it was a masterpiece of cinema.
Okay, that's a few words longer.
Okay, no, but seriously, I liked it. That was one of the best Marvel movies I've ever seen. I think it was actually better than Avengers. I think the humour fitted it more. I like the characters almost all a lot more. I think Peter Quill is just damn cool. He makes Captain America look like a bitch. Even though Peter Quill is, basically a joke most of the time, but he's still cooler.
Yeah.
I feel like all the characters kind of started off being like trope characters, like, ooh, look, it's the tough guy and the tough girl and the non-talky one and the small animal.
And the wise
But they
ass.
became actual characters, you know what I mean? And the wise ass, yes. And they adapted to become, well, not adapted. They proved themselves to not be just trope characters. They were very interesting. And it
They
became,
were layered.
Yeah.
Layered.
like, Gamora wasn't just a tough person. She had weaknesses, and at the same time, she was genuinely a good person. And like Rocket Raccoon had friends, and he had a point in a mission and stuff. And
He had nobility. He wasn't just always in it for himself.
yeah,
I need
and
that leg.
Groot won. He won at life. The Groot.
Giving Tree really that nickname really put on point for him.
And I think I'm not sure. I think my favorite character is probably either Drax or Groot because Drax is also hilarious. Nothing goes over in my head. I would catch it. My reflexes are too fast.
That's how sometimes I am with sometimes with jokes. I don't get that it's a joke, and it annoys Rev sometimes when I don't get that he's joking.
So when I tell you not to be a dick, does that mean you actually genuinely try not to turn into a human penis?
What?
Nothing.
Okay, Omar, shut up. Anyway, I was about to say, I am about the same way when it comes to jokes. My parents will constantly try to joke around with me, and I take it literal. So, I don't know why, but sometimes it just really does go over my head because I'm thinking serious at that time, and I don't know when to put on the comedy switch. So, Drax, yes, I do identify with him.
He's a damn good character, and I think Batista, good on the boss. I didn't know he could act that well. He really pulled it off. He's like a rock-like character to me now.
Definitely, and it's something you don't see for characters that tend to be, oscillating between just two modes, stoic and angry. But again, he showed considerable character evolution over time. So he wasn't just the generic tough guy.
Absolutely, I think he did. I think almost he probably had the most in terms of character development. At the start, I just thought he was just going to be muscle, but at the end, I quite liked him. And also, I think he might be the most badass guy I've ever seen. You see once again, spoilers, at the end, after the debate run on the accuser, is like, Gamora's like, your family would be proud, you've gained vengeance, and he's like, yes, now for Thanos.
We're going to round fucking 2, bitch.
Yeah, round 2.
When and if he takes down Thanos, he's just going to be like, okay, now, where's God? Got to chuck him in the one.
Well, Galactus, I think, would be above Thanos, if I'm doing my Marvel stuff correctly.
Isn't the god of the Marvel Universe more like the living triumvirate or something?
No, the actual god is basically they went realistic with it, kind of. They made it so that the actual god is the writers who was writing at the time. So,
I think
that reminds me. There was a Fantastic Four comic where Ben Grimm actually died, and when he was in heaven, he found out that God was Jack Kirby.
Well, he's a good writer.
He is. More tangents than a math book, people. That's what this podcast offers.
Yeah, we got a comic nerd with us now. I don't have to do it.
Kill it with fire.
Okay. I don't know if you guys don't mind if I go next.
Yeah, you go.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree. It was a pretty stellar movie. I will say it did start off a little, I don't know, kind of slow pace because we were just getting the characters, shoved at us.
Well,
Didn't have
that
much
part
time.
of the galaxy shoved at us.
Yeah, and I guess I can understand it because, ensemble cast, you don't have time to devote to all of them in too much detail at the start without, really padding out the runtime. But still, we did get to see we did get some more information about them and who they really were as it progressed, so I appreciated that. It didn't just keep them in the same archetypes they were from the start.
Exactly.
I will also say it definitely suffered from a lot of mood whiplash. I mean, starts off young Peter sees his mother dying of cancer.
I'll give you that. I feel like that was a bit unaddressed. That was a really horrifying start. Like, it made most of the superhero stars be like, ooh.
Yeah. And then,
and then they never mention it again.
Yeah, then he's abducted, and then the next time we see him, he's dancing to 70s pop.
Well, it does still show that he is still thinking of his mother, since the cassette does that's what it represents. So it's showing that he still very much thinks about her, that he's still very much connected to his mother, while still, showing that you can show something deep and emotional like that while still making you laugh at the same time.
Yeah, and coping with the situation.
That's true.
I would like to see some more of him, I don't know, I guess as he was growing up, getting experience with the, with
the Ravage.
Space Pearl.
Would it be nice to...
Just to say, I did look up the name. It's Yondu. That's the guy's name. But I prefer Space Merle.
He's played by Michael Rooker, who
is awesome.
Very awesome.
Yeah, but no, I don't. That was just a weird thing. I mean, so it had a good balance of humor, action, and drama, but some of the dramatic moments were just like, I mean, really jarring and almost seeming out of place. Like I said, not just the intro, but when we're first introduced to Ronan, and he just straight up murders that guy.
Yeah. Lee Pace. Oh my gosh, I love that guy. Ugh.
Yeah, I thought that guy he killed was going to be like a
Daisies.
character,
Pushy Daisies, yeah. Oh, and Legolas's daddy.
Wait, hold up.
Lee Pace plays Ned the Pie Maker on Pushing Daisies, or did.
I want to marry him. That is like my favorite show of all time. He has won my heart.
Well, I heard that they're going to try to make a musical out of it with the original cast.
I would have watched that. I would have just loved to watch that.
He would murder to watch that.
I would. I'd murder you to watch that.
Alright.
Regardless, but
Alright, Omar. Again, shut up. It's now my turn. That is my thing with this podcast. I will tell Omar to shut up when I need to.
That's why we love you.
Shut the bird up.
You would get Alan Wade.
Okay, my opinion. Okay, for one thing, a raw draw science fiction film for Marvel that is sci-fi. I guess I would say this would be this generation's like Star Wars in some ways for the little kids.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far. I'd say this generation's Star Wars is probably Mass Effect.
Well, I'm talking for the movies. For like a sci-fi of like all these weird characters and just
Fair enough.
It really. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Star Wars. Of Peter is like Han, and we got two Chewies, and
I am Groot.
Yeah. Actually, Rocket's kind of like a mix of Han and Chewie.
Yeah.
And maybe a little Boba Fett thrown in there.
Yeah, and
Someone make fun out of that, please.
We'll get to Howard the Duck later.
Yeah, we'll get to Howard the Duck later.
Yeah.
I got a whole separate podcast for just that one post-credit scene. Don't worry.
I got a little tidbit about the whole Howard the Duck thing. Originally, I don't know if you guys saw this. Stan Lee was supposed to be in that end credit in a box that Howard the Duck was in.
Yes,
as
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, but then he showed up in the first 15 minutes, so you couldn't.
Well, the thing is, Disney was kind of like, I don't know, that seems kind of creepy. So they changed his cameo to what we saw in the beginning, and I guess they were kind of like, who can we throw in there? Who do we own? Oh, Howard the Duck. Okay, wow. You know, but I saw a picture of like a Stanley lookalike or whoever in the box sitting down on his chair and all that kind of stuff, and so yeah, whenever I think Howard Duck now, I think of Stan Lee. I would say, you know, even so far, how long has the movie been out in theaters? About 2 months.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's still going and kicking ass in the, you know, on.
Highest grossing movie of the summer.
Yeah, and everybody thought that, you know, even Marvel, I think, was going to be kind of antsy about how much it was going to make and how people would love it and keep going back to it.
I want to keep going back, but I haven't been able to.
Believe me, I wish I could go back, but they already took it out of my theaters here. They constantly switch stuff with them about 5 weeks. You know, in my little dirt town in New Mexico. So,
If I may make the obligatory comment, thanks, Obama.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything's his fault.
Well, not everything, just the drones and the spying
and Guardians of the Galaxy being removed from Kheetor's theater.
Yeah, damn you. But anyway, again...
Anyone who's upset about our political commentary, please send all your complaints or hate mail to Jashikins at...
Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to stay out of it. I have a relative that's with the DOD, so I can't say anything. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Quiet, everyone.
Guardians. Again, I would say like a little bit of a new hope of the 21st century, of Marvel's first real big sci-fi, you know, in the galaxy kind of thing, with the ties of Thanos, of course, but especially with now they're setting up all the space stuff, and now what we know between who is it? Joaquin Phoenix maybe is Doctor Strange.
Joaquin Phoenix might be.
So they're kind of setting up, okay, here's all the space stuff, now we have to go into our magic stuff with him.
I want it to be real magic, though.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed. I'll be annoyed if it's another one of those, like, it's magic, but it's science things.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Well, they're probably going to tie that in with Thor, then.
I hope so. If it is anything, it would be that.
Give me proper magic. I want ghosts and demons.
Yeah.
Well, all you have to do is look in the mirror, Omar.
Well, you know, I know that, but damn. Harsh.
I have to contribute something. I don't really know who Doctor Strange is, so I go to insulting my co-host.
Marvel's resident magic man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I sort of figured that out quickly.
Yeah, true.
Was it that he could summon, like, his dead brother or something like that? You know, it is basically voodoo, but,
I've always been more of a DC guy. I know more about, like, what's his name?
That's my cat hiss.
Look, bring it, woman. I'll whip Superman out on you. See what Hulk does there.
But anyway, Cashy, go!
Okay.
Cashy?
That's what I'm calling her.
Okay.
Okay.
She's an Animorphs fan. I can call her what I want.
Alright.
Yeah, and she won't come to you.
Your thoughts.
Okay, now it's my turn to talk about this movie. Shit. I did like it. I'm not really a big comedy person, but this had, as has been commented on before, it was like there was some serious stuff there, but at the same time, I was trying to control my laughter as much as possible, mainly because Dad would sort of look at me oddly if I started laughing too hard. Even though, you know, there were some scenes that were just like, I love the opening credits. That's one of the reasons why I want to go back and see it. Because you get to walking on that planet like it's, you know, normal creepy thing, then all of a sudden Peter Quill's starting to dancing using one of the lizard things as a microphone.
Yeah, he's like, okay, you know, I gotta do my job now. Gotta put on this. Let's go with the headphones. Let's do it. You know, that's the vibe I got off of him when he started doing that. I was like, okay, that tells so much of his character right there.
I will say, if that's how they started off Prometheus, the movie would have been received a lot better.
Fuck you and all your Prometheus haters.
Look, this was weird, man. It was so weird.
I haven't seen it, but my dad loved it.
Yeah, good. Your dad has good taste. Jim has horrible tastes.
No, he's right. Prometheus was a weird-ass movie, okay?
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be a prequel Aliens without aliens?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I understand. It was supposed to be a prequel to the Aliens franchise, but then it turns into this whole thing that, you know, aliens were basically responsible for humanity evolving, or like
Basically,
that.
it turns aliens into God.
What original concept?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Stargates and a bunch of other TV shows. It's I don't ever expect things to. I don't really make final judgments based on how original things are, but how well they pull off the concepts.
Yeah, it's pulling it off.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. Well, at least with
if we all went
Stargate.
originality, we'd never have any good movies anymore. It'd just be like, okay, there's been one space movie, fuck it all. There's no more space. That's it. We're done with that.
Well, all we needed was 2001: A Space Odyssey for space movies, anyway. So.
Yeah. That's a pretty good one.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
Wow.
I've probably seen that about 15, 20 times.
That's the one with the monkeys, right?
Yes.
In the beginning.
Dum, 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 dum. Okay, next thing. Cash, go!
Okay, and, okay, who's your favorite character or characters, since, you know, there's so many good faces on the screen, it's really impossible to choose just one.
Oh, that's hard.
I know. I should have given you this like a few months in advance.
I feel like I should do what I don't like, because I think it's going to be a thing not many people have mentioned. I don't like Thanos. He's on the nose of it. He seems uninteresting and boring.
Well, we don't really get to focus on him that much either.
Dark side of bitch, isn't
Well,
he? I mean?
well, if you ever read the comics, Thanos is basically a mass-murdering intergalactic goth kid.
Yeah,
Because he's obsessed with he's obsessed with death.
He loves
well, from what I've seen so far, because we don't know if we'll do that. It's just.
Well,
Well, didn't he
it seems uninteresting.
Didn't he like try to marry Death? Like Death was a real person.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
For anyone who's confused.
Yeah. So he must be upset because she's actually in a relationship with Deadpool.
With Deadpool. Go on, man.
Okay, let's not talk about Deadpool.
Yeah, or else we'd be here all day on a totally different subject.
Can I say how awesome would it be if the next Guardians of the Galaxy has Deadpool join them? Just saying.
Well, they're coming out with a solo movie for him. So.
Well, don't forget, Fox owns Deadpool, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So here's hoping they don't have Seth MacFarlane write the script.
Oh my God.
Oh, good. I liked Seth MacFarlane, so I'll be the lone one in the group.
Yeah, but it would be right for Deadpool. It'd be like, Deadpool just talking to Wolverine. Hey, Wolverine, remember that one time
or else
we
he'd
fought
probably
TV?
whoop your ass because he loves Seth MacFarlane, so.
Who? What? Huh?
Revs likes Seth MacFarlane.
Wow.
He's good, but... Matt Groening.
Graining.
Groening? It's Groening, isn't it?
No, it's pronounced Graining.
Really?
Can we get back to favorite characters of Guardians of the Galaxy already?
I'll go. Okay, let me see. It's a really tough list. Who you got? But I don't. I would have to say Rocket. I love Rocket. I mean, especially he's the he's a strategist. He's he's kind of like Tony Stark in a way of like, oh, here's some parts here. I'm gonna make a bomb, blah 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 blah. And then he gets disappointed, like, oh, I can't play with my toys, and scoot him in the.
You take the fun out of everything.
Yeah, and also again, they got the perfect voice for Rocket.
Bradley
Cooper did an awesome job.
But the thing is,
he's actually meant to be English too, isn't he?
Yeah. Sometimes he's with the Cockney accent, so a lot of people thought that maybe they should have got David Tennant, to do his 10th Doctor voice for Rocket, but then they got Bradley Cooper, and I'm like,
he's Scottish English, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, but he could pull off Cockney.
Yeah.
That's
Cockney. Oh shit, I thought he was Scottish.
He is Scottish.
Yeah.
No, not Tennant. Rocket.
Okay, sometimes he's referred to having a Cockney accent. It just depends on which version of the comic it is.
Should have got Bullet Tony to do him then. What's his name?
No, it's not surprising. I mean, heck, for a while they portrayed Wolverine with an Australian accent.
I love it how when Hugh Jackman was like, he's like what, 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah.
And he had to crouch down a lot in the first movie because Wolverine is like my height, like 5'1", 5'2".
He's a monster, what he is.
Hey, shut up.
He's an Oompa Loompa.
You're talking about me then being an Oompa Loompa.
You're a woman, it's fine, okay? He's a big-ass, muscly, hairy man.
Wolverine could, you'd be dead within a few seconds.
I'm sure of it. I'd be like, hey, Wolverine, and then suddenly my guts will be on his hand. And it'd be like, well, that went badly.
But I would have, I really want to see when Guardians comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, I want to see Bradley Cooper in the booth. I just want to watch. I love behind the scenes stuff, so I want to see him just go off on his lines and everything.
That will be good.
Yeah. Next.
Jim?
Okay, how about since you're the most disruptive, Omar?
My favorite character?
Yes.
Or characters. You can choose more than one if you feel like it.
Okay, well, if I have to pick, I'm gonna have to go with Drax because I like the way I like his badassness. I like how he's funny. I like how his jokes are the most almost
deadpan.
Obvious. Yes, deadpan. I like deadpan funny. It hits me. I felt like the actor played him off as the best, really. Yeah. Also, I love Groot and Rocket as well. It's just I can't help it. I like the deadpan humor, and yeah.
But
in one way, it was adorable. It was like a big kind of giant man-child, essentially.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want to pick him on the head and tell him, it's all right. You're going to beat everyone up soon.
Yeah, but at the same time, you could see his tenderness or his love for his family.
Yes. He was like a gentle giant.
Yeah, you could see it, right in there. It's like little slivers between all that rage, but you could see it. You could see in his eyes. I mean, God damn, he's so good at it.
He kind of reminds me. He kind of reminds me of if like Sparta from God of War was like a nice fella.
Kratos.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
I apologize. Kratos is like if Kratos from God of War was kind of a nice fellow. He's like,
yeah,
that's what you remind me of.
That's perfect. That is a perfect comparison.
Yeah. And hey, he does have the red markings all over his skin.
I know that's.
He's alien Kratos.
Yeah. He's alien Kratos.
There we go, folks.
Okay, Jim.
Me? Okay. Well, again, I gotta state the obvious. Rocket was one of my favorite characters. Everyone else has gone to the reasons why, so I won't rehash what's been said. But I also liked Gamora.
Mm-hmm.
She could have just been a standard, Ice Queen, hates everyone.
Exactly.
No one likes it. But no, she actually had. But again, she had depth that we got to see as it progressed. We could see this was a woman who was forced into something she didn't want to do, made to do horrible things, and is, sincere about seeking, atoning for her sins.
Yeah, and
she's the first example of an Ice Queen type character I've seen that hasn't turned out to be completely stereotypical.
Yeah. But I also love it how she even tried to get Nebula to say, hey, it's, you could get away from Thanos. Let's, it could be you and me, that sisterly steps,
Yeah.
all that, love, and
I'm kind of upset we didn't get to see more of Nebula.
So am I, actually.
no.
She did a damn good job. I mean, look.
She shaved her head for like what, 10 minutes?
Yeah. She still looks good, so worth it.
Well,
yeah.
Karen Gillian can't look fat.
No.
No,
That's true.
not at all.
It's
If I
kind
could
of
see,
nature she did, honestly.
but I'm just glad that she didn't die.
Yeah, me too. She's coming back. I guarantee it. She's coming
Yeah,
back.
she has to come back. Amy
Yeah.
Pond has to come back.
The girl who waited's got to wait again.
I mean, okay, Amy Pond died in. Never mind. I'd be giving a totally different movie spoilers. So.
You think about Oculus or something?
Oculus Rift. It's a sequel to Pacific Rim.
That was bad, Jash. That joke was so bad. I'm gonna have to crucify you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jash. Time. Hold it down.
I know where a hammer is, so.
Perfect.
Okay, new point.
Oh, okay. I haven't said my favorite character.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
I did
don't care about your opinion,
joke.
Jash.
They're like, move on. Okay. It's actually a tie between Peter Quill and Rocket. It's like I can't choose between them, and I don't have to because I made that rule for this podcast. I don't have to choose. Peter Quill was abducted at a young age, and he still made his way, still has very much of a humorous outlook on life.
Mm-hmm.
Even while he can be serious, and he can tell, even though he's an asshole, he can tell what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite scenes with him was in the prison where he's trying to talk to Drax and he's being pointed with a knife and all that kind of stuff. He's like, "Hey, buddy, I've been stabbed before. Here's from this Cree chick and and he starts pointing out all his bad times with women, his body.
Like, I'm gonna save her life, but at the same time, I'm gonna show off.
Yeah, look at that body.
Yeah.
That's what you paid for. That's what I lost 60 pounds for.
But he's able to be a lovable asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jerk with a heart of gold is, I think, what they call it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that bad. I think Jerk of a Heart of Gold more accurately describes Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I think Peter Quill is more of a front, like an obvious front.
Yeah.
Like you give the character 5 minutes and he winds down and he starts being the jerk. The jerk is very much on the surface. Like it doesn't take him very long at all for him to just lose that. I think he keep I'm not sure if you notice, he keeps it up whenever there's new people around, there's bad guys, and he does that kind of that jerk ass face, that thing. But when he's around other guys like Rocket and shit, he dropped it quite quickly.
Yeah. Good point.
But can I just say, I think there's basically, no matter who we pick, I'm fairly certain we can all agree that every single one of these characters are far and away brilliant. And I think even the worst ones are just damn good. And just picking a favourite is quite hard because you kind of want to pick them all. Like, every time you guys described your favourite, I was like, oh, damn, I want to pick them now. I was like, oh, I want to pick Peter now. And you were like, Rocket. I was like, no, I want to pick Rocket now. It's impossible to choose, honestly.
Who's got WhatsApp on?
That'd be me.
Okay. I was wondering, he's gotten rid of the smoke alarm, and so he had to choose another annoying sound.
Well, the thing is, I got WhatsApp too, so I keep looking at my phone. I was like, oh, is it me?
Put your phones on silent, folks.
I just did.
I did.
I actually started doing that before each podcast now.
But you know, it is really hard to pick between all of them because we see a little bit of ourselves in all of them, even the douches of, like, you know, Space Merle and, you know, Nebula, and, you know, we see ourselves in all of them.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's...
I don't see any part of myself in Glenn Close.
Oh, yeah, that's what you say on air.
Yeah. But anyway, Jim, you
Yes.
know, it's hard to pick really a number one because of the way that, you know, James Gunn, you know, portrayed him and wrote him, and I'm really glad he's back for a second one. Thank you, Marvel. Please offer him more money if you have to.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You know what? James Gunn, he also made Lollipop Chainsaw. So what if they get? What if
Holy crap!
What if they put Juliet into the next one? You know, get Tara
A little
Strong.
cameo somewhere.
Yeah, bring in Tara Strong. I'm sure she'd work great in it.
Tara Strong's a voice actor, right?
Yeah, that's a voice
yes.
actor.
Yeah, that's Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you actually got Tara Strong,
Batgirl.
play the Lollipop Chainsaw Girl in a movie, right?
Yep.
Every time that scene comes on, you would hear the sound of multiple pants lowering, just across the world. It's like,
No, I would think as a cameo maybe in the collector's collection, that Big O Chainsaw.
Yeah.
You know, just if you were to put something like that, you know, because you know, if we do see the collector again, I want to see more of his collection. Just especially, you know, I did do some research on that dog. He is
He's psychic dog in the comic,
yeah,
and he has a rivalry with Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, but the thing is that when I made the comment, oh, I wish he had a Russian accent, and I looked at it, I was like, oh, he's a collar nut dog. Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm sorry, I just have to keep on proving that I do know something about comics, even if I don't know as much as all three of you.
just, I know a thing.
We know something.
I know something, pick me.
I know, pick me.
The most pathetic thing is I'm the host of this shit.
Wow. Wow.
Kheetor, you're coming on. You're an expert. Am I? Yes, you are.
Compared to me.
Okay. Next topic.
Okay, next topic is, what was the most surprising and or favorite moment of the film for you? And again, since there's going to be so many good choices, you can pick more than one. Just don't list the whole movie scene by scene.
I'm just going to pick one because I know which is my favorite straight away. Rocket Raccoon leg scene.
Yeah.
You know when he asked for the leg and then later on he just says, nah, I didn't really need it.
Oh yeah, I just want to screw with you.
Kind of stopped and laughed. Just it was like, I had to pause. Nope.
Yeah, it's like he was doing the whole MacGyver thing, and then he's like, "No, I just wanted to screw."
I have to say the whole prison breakout scene is probably one of the best moments. You know,
Brilliant.
There's not one part that isn't funny.
What?
There's not one part of that scene that genuinely isn't funny. I'm not sure if you know. You know the start when Groot walks up to get the thing?
While Rocket's outlining the plan.
Yeah, something I noticed is in the background, Drax is there and he's just staring.
Yeah.
Like an idiot. And I found that later as well. Drax is there. What's going on here?
Then Groot just takes it off. Or we could improvise.
Yeah. that is how you do a prison breakout scene in a movie.
Mhm.
It was really good.
Yeah, just have it meticulously planned and then have it all go to hell
before it starts.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy about that because I was a little worried it was going to be a movie entirely based in the prison. I was like, oh, they're not going to keep it here the entire time. And I was like, when they come with the I was like, oh shit, it's going to be a prison breakout movie. Then just stop.
They just put out a new Batman movie where almost the entire thing takes place in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, but that kind of works because Arkham Asylum, it's like that place has got more character than most cities.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tara Strong.
Yes.
If you guys played Arkham Asylum, she's Harley Quinn.
Yeah, well, she isn't in this one. They got Hinton Walsh instead.
Yeah, I know.
Starfire from Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I thought she did a good job. She kind of balanced out the more, I don't know, childlike, naive qualities of the character with a bit of the menace that you got in Tara's portrayal.
Mhm. Mr. J.
Never do that again.
Yeah, do it again at random. Just break into Jim's house at night and do that voice, and then run out.
No.
If this
Yeah,
was a
I'll
comic
help
movie,
you.
after you do that, Jim would become the Joker, and it would be awesome.
No, I think I'm more likely to become the Riddler.
Oh. That means, Joshy, you can be the Joker. With the J as well.
Well, I
I'm
can't
the
do it.
Joker?
Yep, you're the Joker. Go on, make a laugh.
Okay.
Fails us completely.
Okay, Mike. Okay, I'll
What's
go.
the Joker? No, never mind. Next person answer.
There's one little bit. Okay, at the very end where he has the gem, and they're trying to take out the Ron the Accuser. If you kind of know magical girl genres, that's a little bit of a trope. What happens in that scene where everybody starts holding hands, and it's like, if we help with the central person with with our energies, then the evil will be defeated.
The power of friendship conquers all. Friendship is
Exactly.
But didn't they actually really work because Quill isn't entirely human?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Is that
but
real?
Yeah, you
but the
find
whole-
that out at the end.
yeah, but when they're starting to hold hands and everything, I totally went Japanese magical girl. I'm just like, oh, we're friendship, and I
No, what?
started them to glow different colors.
It's like a transformation scene.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that you me dance off.
Oh,
And then,
good.
it goes on for like a minute or two. And it's like, look, I'm distracting you.
Yeah, that's another thing that kind of fits in with some of the Japanese hero works. You'll have the hero doing something distracting, and their enemy just stands there instead of being proactive and shooting them.
Yeah.
I see this guy though, because he's
The
got
most random point in that whole movie was that little dance minute.
What exactly are you going to do when someone suddenly does that? It's just like,
you just sit back and say,
deal
what
with
the
a lot of
fuck?
shit, but someone randomly saying dance off confuses me.
It's like a reverse Indiana Jones. Remember how that guy was doing all the swords and all
Oh
that
yeah,
kind
and
of
then
stuff?
people start
Oh
gunning.
yeah. And it was all
Yeah.
because Harrison Ford was getting really pooped that day and just said, why don't I just fucking shoot him?
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of that, but in reverse of instead of trying to hit the guy or whatever, I'll distract him with my bad dancing.
In all fairness, if he did try to punch him or something, he'd just be eviscerated instantly. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
fabric,
Yeah.
gone.
Did anybody ever find out what gem that's supposed to be? Is it the space gem or what?
A purple gem? I'll go now. But I do remember a list of someone came up with of what gems have been revealed.
There's space, there's time, there's infinity, there's mind.
Let me
All of
open
them are
up.
infinity gems.
Oh yeah, forgot.
Yeah, they're all
I'm not sure. Am I the only one who considers the gems to be almost a little bit kind of the worst part? They don't appear to have any unique abilities, and most of them are fairly dull and or predictable. We got the blow you up ones, the kill everyone, and then the control you.
separately.
Yeah.
Separately.
Yeah.
But
They're like-
put them together, then you're God.
Yeah, they're like the Dragon Balls or the Chaos Emeralds. They're just an
Exactly.
all-purpose MacGuffin. They're an all-purpose MacGuffin that you
Yeah.
have to have
Okay.
that you have to have all of.
Oh, that works.
Gotta catch
By the way,
them.
can I just call something here now? I'm going to call this straight away, okay? When Thanos inevitably gets to that glove, it's going to be the Hulk who's going to beat him. I'm calling it right now. They're going to pull out Hulk Ultimate Rage, kick the shit out of him all. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead to World War Hulk. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be like, Hulk's too powerful, we got to throw him away. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, you know what would be awesome? Rocket gets a hold of the glove, puts it on, and then he says, "I love the Power Glove." It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Okay, I'm reading a little bit this off of marvel.wikia.com about the whole Thanos Infinity Gems and everything. After Thanos' resurrection, he began collecting all the Soul Gems, now Infinity Gems. It was revealed that the Infinity Gems are the remnants of the earliest beings from the time of the universe's creation.
Alright.
So, yeah, so,
They're vintage.
you know, yeah, they're vintage, yeah.
It's not saying a bad guy, he's just a collector.
Yeah, because like
One of a kind collector's items.
we're talking about things that could destroy shit. We're like, it's vintage, LOL.
Again, I can't help it, but looking at the picture of them reminds me of Sailor Moon again. You could put them right on your little tiara on your forehead.
Okay.
We get the mind gem and, you know,
Yeah.
put on a little tiara.
If you guys keep mentioning Sailor Moon tiaras, I'm worried I'll catch the gay.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Sailor Moon.
No.
Anyway, okay.
Especially now that they're coming out with a more faithful dub.
Well, yeah, that and Sailor Moon Crystal, so.
Okay, so who hasn't answered the last question?
Jim and
No, I did.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, with
Okay.
Omar.
I let you talk, so
Okay.
I didn't have to answer. Okay. I really enjoyed the opening credits, just besides being surprising, like just, hey, it's going to be another of those we land on an alien planet and slightly spooky stuff, and it turns into a dance number, and besides that, it also perfectly set the mood for the rest of the film of, hey, this is, it might be seeming dark and creepy, but you'll be laughing your ass off.
Yeah. Kind of like, it's almost reassuring. For all the horrors of the universe, there is still joy, there's still hope.
Yeah.
And that dance scene was good. Just like picking up like random creatures and like, yeah, now you're a microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
It's almost like from South Park. Kick the baby.
Yeah, kick the baby. And then we see those creatures again, and nowhere on that, you know, weird, very weird, like animal bedding board, wherever it was. The exact same creatures.
Nowhere.
Yeah, nowhere. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta remember that big old skull thing. Nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, just for a surprising thing, and like the thing that stuck on my mind probably the most, I just saw Howard the Duck and I was like, what the fuck? And so I looked it up online, and it turns out Howard's actually had interactions with the Guardians in the comics, but you know, just like with the majority of people, just knowing him from the movie that I never saw but everyone talks about, and I was just like, what the fuck is this doing here? I can hear all weird bullshit in this movie, but what the hell? This is the most insane thing.
Like, Marvel just full on lost their mind.
Yeah, again, like I said from the last episode, people behind me as we're getting out for theater, little kids are like, what's with the duck?
My best guess is they're going to put him in that Disney Infinity game, and they need to have people at least have some idea of who he is.
They can't, can they?
With a martini glass in his hand?
What?
They can't, because he's like one of those guys, he's meant to be like some kind of funny situation where he's like a duck, but yet he swears and he like bangs everyone.
Yeah, and not to mention one of his arch enemies is actually a living bong.
A living bomb or a living ball?
Bong, as in the thing you take hits from.
Oh, bong.
God. Fuck it all. Fuck it. Fuck it. Not paid for this shit.
Which means that if they ever do bring him into the movies, they gotta have him voiced by some pro-pod advocate celebrity like Cheech Marin or Doug Benson or something.
Disney already said that that's a one-off thing. They just did it for the laugh. and I think
I'm down
because
for
of the
that.
whole Stan Lee thing, just who could we put in there really wacky for the end bit?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea because you're not
yeah.
going to be able. I mean, I don't care how good Disney is. You're not pulling it off. You're not pulling it off, especially in the world where Tony Stark lives. Because at some point they're going to meet then. And I think at the point where Tony Stark meets Howard the fucking Duck, the world explodes.
Yeah. What about a world where Tony Stark meets Batman?
Oh, have you seen on
wonderful
like
world.
Tumblr going around these posts of Robert Downey Jr. looking at Christian Bale, and then below it is a cartoon of them throwing money at each other, and then Peter Parker and Spider-Man sort of down below trying to gather up any of the stray dollars.
I've seen that, yeah.
One thing I always kind of...
Yeah, sorry, you go.
No, you go ahead. I was just going off on another tangent.
Well, I was just to go off my favorite tangent of if they're going to be doing a crossover, which I'm really, really hoping. I just want Tony and Rocket to be together on almost every scene.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
Tony,
Bruce
and
Banner would
Rocket,
be like
Science
this.
Family.
I know, but the thing is that, if it is set in New York yet again, and they land in New York, and they're walking around, Main Street or, Times Square, and Rocket sees his namesake go through a trash can and everything, I'd love for Peter to say, "Told you so."
Peter, told you so. That's not
yeah.
me. It looks like no.
Have a scene where he steals a PlayStation and starts playing the Sly Cooper games.
I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. We'll hold down the fort. You left me with 2 dicks.
If you look at my profile picture, you'll notice that there are a lot more than 2.
Too much information.
What?
Click my profile picture.
God, what the? Oh, fuck. Damn, if this one's... It's probably going to be that YouTube gives you 3 options of stills from the videos you do to use, and that's probably going to be the default one, and I'll have to change it after 30 minutes of that shit being up on my channel.
Oh, you know they'll love it. Look, Penis Wars is like Star Wars with dicks, and his name's not Howard the Duck anymore, it's Howard the Dick.
Oh, wow. Original.
I thought Howard Stern was Howard the Dick.
Guess there are 2 now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't like Howard Stern. Come at me, bro.
Yeah, don't send any shit to me. Send it over to Jim B on Manic Expression. Because it comes towards me, I'll just look at it and go,
Just the most obtuse, bored expression
Yeah,
ever.
I mean, someone like on Twitter maybe last year was like complaining about me being a liberal, and I'm like in between. Like, I don't label myself politically, and so they're like, "Oh, you liberal, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Huh? What's going on? When did I say I was liberal? When did this happen?
Yeah.
What the hell?"
Some people like to project.
I know.
A lot of people do. Plus, there's the internet. Everyone's going to shout at you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
You could walk into a homeless shelter and buy everyone a house, and someone's going to say, "Well, guess what, Dick? There are other homeless people. You're just a poo-poo face."
No. What they'll say is that, "Hey, you still have white privilege. You're horrible. You're white."
Yeah. Yeah. Or they'll
And
pull
I'm
out.
skinny, too.
Hey, wait, I don't get that though, because I'm a halfie. That's cheating. I have to deal with that now.
Or they'll say,
I want white privilege.
Or they'll get upset over the stupidest shit. These people doing that stupid ALS ice bucket challenge. How can they do that when there are people dying in the Gaza Strip?
Oh, fuck you, cunts. Sorry. Not
Hey,
at all.
what?
Jesus.
What did I come back to?
Actually, really doesn't like you. She's just been going
No,
on and on about it.
it's stupid people getting offended over stupid stuff. Jim was talking about how some people were complaining about the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge because people were dying in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
And I used a slightly harsh word.
Well,
Can't muffin. But yeah, what's next?
Okay,
An
what?
appreciation of my great art.
Yeah. Bullshit. Okay, let's move on to the next.
sorry.
Oh, isn't that a doggy?
No, it's a dog.
Doggy.
Oh, you said donkey. I thought.
Sorry.
Donkey.
Me pronounced jack shit. Okay, and final part of this. Oh, God damn.
What now?
What would you rate Guardians of the Galaxy?
11 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I don't do numerical rankings.
Okay, I actually have a totally different system for
In that case, can I use my rating system?
Yeah.
I've been coming up with it for a while, so I'm gonna give it a go. Okay, mine is a firm punch to the bollocks.
And that's
Okay,
a good thing, right?
it turns him on. Okay,
No,
do
it's just with Brits,
rate it.
bollocks is almost a compliment. So I'm trying to see if I'm in the same range there.
I don't think it's a compliment. It's just
Yeah.
bollocks. It's just a thing. It's like just a thing.
Okay, Jim, what do you rate this?
Like I said, I don't do numerical rankings, so I don't know. Maybe if I were to say borrow from Pro Jared's system, I'd rank it a David Bowie's Space Oddity out of 10.
Ooh. Ooh, that's going deep there.
Okay, okay, my rating system is out of 6. It jumps from a 5 out of 6 to 6 out of 6. And I rate Guardians of the Galaxy a 6 out of 6.
How much did the studios pay you to give it that rating?
Yeah.
No one
Bob.
gave me anything.
Oh, okay.
This is
I got a question. I got a question for everybody. Who loved it? How much practical makeup effects that was used in this movie versus just CGI and all the aliens?
Yeah, I'd say it was it led to both.
I was so happy, especially in the prison scene. They try to go as practical makeup as possible, except for like one or two things, like with the group with that one alien with his branch fingers going up its nose. Nathan Fillion's little cameo right there. But I loved it that they try to go as practical makeup effect as possible with everybody, if they could.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana, who did Gamora, she didn't want it CGI'd, she wanted actual paint on her.
Well, with Karen, she was like, no, let me just go bald and you guys can just go nuts on me.
Hold up. Really? Suddenly I want to do that position. Jesus. Imagine she up and said that to you, you'd be like, what? Well, if you insist. What's next?
Yeah, well, what's next?
Okay.
Come on, Jash, you do the hosting.
Okay, now the meat of the podcast is over, so Omar, let's start out with your first entertainment segment.
Oh, yes, okay, so here's the thing. Normally I don't have any announcements, so I just come up with this new thing where I tell you good shows that you haven't seen and should see, or good shows that are currently airing that you should keep watching because people don't do that for some reason. Right, one that's currently airing. Hell on Wheels. I'm not sure how many people watched that, but it's the first properly good cowboy show I've ever seen, right? Main character, Cullen Bohannon, he's out for revenge. His family was killed during the war. He was not a Yankee, he was a Confederate, so flip that on the head. Normally you get the Yankee as the main character, not today. Characters are all unique, it's really, really dark, so, full-on racism, people get dying, you know what I mean? Shit like that. And it follows him as he hunts the people who hurt his family on a railroad. See, they're building a railroad, and they're there, and he's hunting them down.
From the
and in the process,
east to the west, the Transcontinental Railroad.
I believe that's it, yes. And it's about him and a bunch of supporting characters who each have their own stories, all of them. surviving, living on the railroad, and getting their shit together. And I believe one of the greatest villains in TV is in this series, the Swede, who creeps me the fuck out. Really, you have to watch him to realize he's a perfect Joker if they ever want him.
Isn't Colin Meaney in that show?
Colin Meaney?
Yeah.
Colin Meaney. I don't know because I don't know the name offhand. Yes, he plays what's his name? The main guy. He plays the guy in charge of the railroad, and he's one of the main characters.
If you guys want to know who I'm talking about, it's Chief O'Brien from Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. That's why I asked. I had to get my nerd on.
Oh, it's okay.
He plays Durant.
The correct place for that.
Yeah, check the show out. It's very good. Another show that's on right now that you guys should check out: Ultimate Spider-Man. First 2 seasons were fairly shit, but the third one now is actually getting a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it might stand a chance of getting decent, especially since they've decided to stop involving shitty characters no one's heard of and go with more Avengers-related characters. And I think they're doing well now.
If they're gonna go with more Avengers-related characters, why not just keep them in the Avengers cartoon?
Because they're idiots, frankly. But
I knew that after they canceled Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's an unforgivable sin. But I'm just saying here, Ultimate Spider-Man, it's not as good as Spectacular, but you'll get your Spidey fill.
Yeah, I don't know.
I had one problem with it is this Spidey appears to have no intelligence.
Yeah, which makes no sense because Peter Parker is like what, a chemistry student.
A genius.
Yeah. In the last episode I watched, White Tiger, one of his friends, mentions how he never studies, and I was just sitting there thinking, bitch, he studies more than any of you.
I want to see her in the Marvel movie verse.
So do I.
I want to see White Tiger. If you want to bring in a chick other than Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel, whatever, vice versa, I want her.
She's a damn good character. Or Spider-Woman.
Yeah, or Spider-Woman. But I'm talking about ones that we can use.
Yeah, true. But yeah, and as for 2 shows that haven't come out yet, that I think most people know about, but I just want to make sure. Firstly, there's Constantine, based on the DC character Constantine, who is essentially kind of a supernatural, smoking, kind of supernatural-esque character who deals with magic and the supernatural ghosts and shit.
And who almost had his reputation ruined with that horrible Keanu Reeves movie.
Oh God, please.
Yeah, exactly.
That movie was awful, but having seen just the trailers for this one, I can say for sure this one is just much better. And it stinks of Supernatural, and that can only be a good thing. I don't mean later season of Supernatural, I mean kind of middle ground when it was getting serious and good Supernatural. And finally, Gotham. I think pretty much all you know about this. It's the story of Bruce Wayne as a child, and I believe it's going to end at some point when he...
Everybody has a child.
Yeah. I kind of want to see that. I'm curious. I'm a little confused how they're going to pull it off with the new Superman Batman movies. Are they going to connect it? Is it from the old one? We don't know, but...
I think it's going to be its own continuity.
Yeah, it is.
Probably, but regardless, I want to see it. I think it'll be good. And who knows, maybe they're being smart. Maybe they're adding that into the whole DC television universe. You know how they got Flash and Arrow?
Yeah.
It's possible that they put it on Gotham so that after Flash and Arrow finish, they bring out the new Batman series. You never know.
I am looking forward to the Flash show.
So much. And obviously,
I'm just seeing Sheldon in that one Big Bang Theory episode of him drinking coffee. And him thinking he's going super fast.
Yeah, honestly, Flash as well, that's going to be a damn good one. If you're watching Arrow, which you should be, you'll know you like it.
See, for me, I think there's too many supernatural shows on TV. There's too many. I know it's the big thing now. I know, but I know it's the big thing, what brings in the ratings and everything, but I'm kind of sick of seeing so much this, so much that. There's not enough science fiction.
We need a redone Animorphs show, I know.
I know, we could do it now.
No,
we have better graphics, I would love it on HBO. Wouldn't have to do this censor, which sounds really insane because, 9 and 10-year-olds read this shit and they're fine.
Yeah.
Or AMC.
Oh yeah, AMC is another one I trust, just not the CW or Fox, because Fox just lets go of any good sci-fi shows. Firefly, Almost Human.
Oh God,
Yes.
no, please stop playing myself.
Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles.
God damn them! It ended on the best cliffhanger ever. I was like, please God, I want to see what happens next, but no, they didn't show it to me. That cunt. I'm not even kidding. If I saw whoever did that in real life, I'd just put my hand into their heart and rip it out.
Wow.
See, if you were Animorph, you could just turn into something and just claw his throat out.
Yeah, but I quite like the idea of having his heart in my hand and kind of slowly
cut his head off.
Exactly.
Christ, I thought I was crazy.
Hey, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to head out. But thanks again for having me here.
Do you have any quick announcements you want to give?
Nothing really. Thanks though.
Okay. Have fun. Sorry if we made you even more insane.
No problem. Thanks again.
At this point, it's a miracle if you even just...
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Okay, Heather.
Announcements.
Wait, Omar, did you finish with your...
Oh, yeah. That's... I think I'm going to set apart, like, 4 of the shows to mention in the future. 2 present, 2 future. And I'll stick with that idea.
Well, if we're doing announcements now, I do have announcements right in my hand. My dad just handed it to me. I got number 53 of Animorphs, The Answer, in my possession, so I'm missing one more book, and I'm done!
Alright!
With my whole collection!
Do it!
But, I've been spending $22 on a book that is barely... How big are those books, Cash? Oh, how would you say how big they are?
I can actually go get like a few of them from my room, but they're like this. Hang on, let me get my. Okay, like this big.
Yep. Yeah, about that big. Okay, the number 50 cost me $22, but the rest of them, I have no clue how they're able to stay the regular kind of like used prices. But $22 for number 50?
Did you buy
it? Yeah, of course I bought it.
And that's why they get away with it.
Well, the
thing is, I looked everywhere. And they're all price gouging.
It's a cult following. You got a cult following. There's no normal people buying it anymore. So it's only people that already know about it, already want it, and already love it. So they can put the prices up because you want to buy it.
Well, I guess because of also Animorphs being on Netflix, of maybe the interest.
Oh God, fuck.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna lose interest. People are gonna see that like, nah.
Cash, no, we don't need this. It's not a good adaptation. I'm not sorry.
I know.
Sean Ashmore, what were you doing?
Hey, he's the only one that went to have a career.
I know, but funnily enough, the guy who played Marco went on to become a personal trainer, which is really Marco if you think about it.
Anyway, Cash, we gotta do an Animorphs podcast.
The thing is, Omar needs to read Animorphs before we do an Animorphs themed podcast.
You couldn't have a day set aside for like an Animorphs podcast and like replace me with someone who was Animorphs.
No, I actually am that's why I made the Zone 91 an upcoming Animorphs podcast, because I can't do an actual Animorphs podcast for Jash Talks.
So you want to get a newbie and then 2 experts and then just go at it.
It could just be you and me, and maybe like if funds from the RP forums is okay with podcasting, it could be all us 3 going like, ah!
Let's just do that for 2.5 hours.
Like, I actually have detailed like sex cannons for Tobias. Like,
oh dear God.
Gaia will talk about how, him and Rachel would interact in the bedroom, and we sort of like argue about it a little bit, and if Rachel's...
I'm the little virgin here, so I'm like, la 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 la.
It's like, because in the forums we plan for Rachel to survive the war, and so we're trying to like figure out how their bedroom thing would work out, and she's like, well, like after the war, Rachel would probably want to be dominated. I'm like, why can't they like be balanced? Because we're... Never mind. It would take 5 or 10 minutes to explain you to.
Oh, yeah. Off podcast, we'll talk.
Okay, if we can replace Omar, just read Animorphs, please.
It's so long, and I've got so many other things to do. And
Okay.
You read Animorphs.
Okay. Omar. Okay,
Yeah.
if she can give you the PDFs for them, go and read the Andalite Chronicles. If you want a sturdy point.
No, you should read Andalite Chronicles till after book 23.
No. But I mean, if you want to see the world, but without the kids in it, of like setting up of these aliens and everything, try the Andalite Chronicles. It's a good read and it sets up for everything. And for a non-Animorphs person, I would say that. I mean, there's the Animorphs podcast Thought Speak that also puts this that if you want to try to get somebody in, use the Andalite Chronicles, because it's not just here's the 5 kids. Here's some really good meat to entice you in. So I would suggest that.
Well, if I do give it a go, that's what I'll do. But like I said, there is so much crap I've got to read and do and watch. I'm behind on the stuff I like. I haven't even got time to I have to get this podcast ready. I have to make time. I had to cut out some time to watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I wasn't going to watch it, but then this podcast was like, yeah, I have to do it. So I had to force myself to do it. Thank God, but the point remains.
Well, Omar, you like to compare characters from one series to the other?
Absolutely.
Well, I thought Rocket was comparable to Marco because besides having a humorous, facade, he's the most reluctant one to join the Guardians.
Ooh.
Yeah, and also straight man at times.
I'm probably gonna have to go with what Kheetor said. The Andalite Chronicles. If it is like a little snippet that I can just have a look at, just to feel what it's like, I'll give that a go. I'm not sure how long that is. But I'll tell you what terrifies me is you just told me before that if I wanted to read, Jash, for example, you just said, if I want to read the Andalite Chronicles, I have to get to book 23. I've never read any series that long.
Plot twist revealed in the Andalite Chronicles, and it's like first-time readers. Like the plot twist is better after book.
Yeah, I know, but it's just if you want to feel for the universe itself, the Animorphs universe, especially of the aliens, I would go Andalite Chronicles because it's a really good setup. It's because for one thing, it's in the past, and well, for what we know, and there's time travel, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah,
so,
pocket universe.
Yeah, pocket universe. Oh, by the way, real quick, I doubt that the guys for Thought Speak will hear this, but they mentioned me throughout their podcast. Not by name, but they say, we have a certain fan that likes to talk about time and space and talk about pocket universes. I'm like, well, shit, they're talking about me. and then I kind of called them out on their Facebook thing. I said, were you guys talking about me? And they're like, yeah, Mitchell kind of has an obsession with you.
Oh my God, that is so cute.
Don't get stalked.
Oh, okay, let me get to my announcements, or else this will...
Sorry.
It's okay, I don't mind it, but still. You need to... Okay, my announcements. The lyrical pictures things I do because I can't do actual music videos. I'll be releasing the next one out hopefully tomorrow. It will be for the Supernatural pairing Destiel. So I just heard this song and I was like, yeah, that's a Destiel song. Gotta do this. Doing this shit. Then the Dawn Chapter 4 should be out in a few days, depending on what happens. Because I know I'll say like a few days and I'll be 2 months later till it's out.
Shit, the way that you put out your stuff is real quick.
I know, right? I got one video on my channel and that's it.
I don't do that quickly. I laze off a lot of the time. But I just work on
it. Seems like every couple days I see something from you always popping up.
Well, the thing is, I have it I work on this thing during this time of the day, so I'm like sometimes working on 3 or 4 projects a day, and sometimes they'll take maybe 2 or 3 days, and it'll come out, but it's so continuous.
Mm.
I fool people into thinking I'm really productive.
Just like any fan fiction writer.
Like, I think someone, Darren on a Tumblr, like is going on Archive of Our Own and reviewing every Animorphs fanfic, except now he or she has set up some rules. And in one of the reviews, he called me the local smut master. And I love the review of Fuck Me because he's like, he or she's like, I just can't figure out how could, a hawk have sex with a human like this. This won't work out. I'm like, good. It's not supposed to make sense.
That actually happens like in Utah and Montana, that kind of stuff. So it's not too far off.
Oh God, I'm sorry, people. I didn't know. Okay, and talking about smut, the next chapter of The Horny Heart, I should finally start to work on it soon. That's the normal art fic. And Omar came up with it. Actually, there were 2 titles for it, and both of them Omar came up with were equally good, so I contacted Jim saying, hey, I'm not going to tell you for what, but just choose between these 2 titles.
I don't know why. I almost feel it's odd that my greatest talent is the ability to come up with titles for smut-related writings.
Well, at least you're not called the local smut master.
No, I'm the smut titling master.
Yeah, yes, my titling master.
Okay, non-smut related things. My written review of the season 4 of Falling Skies should be out in a few days. That's like, and next season will actually be the last season of Falling Skies. So.
Yeah.
I've gone into that series now. I've just finished the first season. Yeah.
That's good. I really liked the 4th one. It was definitely a step up from season 3, but then a bunch of people were like, well, this is really stupid. I hate all the subplots, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how can you? There's a Hitler youth camp subplot.
What?
Exactly. I'm like, how can you? And finally, the next part of my Animorphs reread should be up maybe in 2 to 4 days, depending how long I laze about on that, because I have lazed out on a little bit. And it will be the 4 more chapters from Animorphs number 7, The Stranger. And just for anyone who's thinking of reading it and who has not actually finished the entire series, I do give spoilers to the rest of the series in my reread from time to time.
they are very entertaining.
I try.
I know, but you pull it off, especially whenever I see Mark Ruffalo kind of pop around in your pictures.
I have a shit ton of Mark Ruffalo graphics, and like I have a set way of how I plan how many GIFs and pictures I'll use.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sometimes I'm using too much Mark. Okay, let's go to, and I have different folders. I'm very neat and tidy with my pictures folders. I'll do an Avengers or random, or let's look if I have a good supernatural one.
Yeah, it's like I was going through Tumblr and I saw, I guess what would be the latest chapter of your fic, of one of your fics, and I saw Mark Ruffalo morph. I'm like, what? I really had to double.
Chapter 3.
Yeah. I thought I was reading it wrong because I was just skimming.
Well, he has Mark Ruffalo morph just because his main
How did he get it?
Human morph can't his main human morph can't age, so he decided I'm going to pull off a Frolus maneuver, choose these bunch of human males, and then morph something that's older.
Yeah.
Slightly older. and there was a mistake that happened, and he ended up with Ruffalo. And the idea did sound funny to me, and that's why I did it.
Right.
I was like, what if, like, the whole thought process was need an older Moore, for all his maneuver, it goes wrong. Hey, what if he, like, suddenly gets a famous person as a morph accidentally?
I know, it's like you know, we really need to do an Animorphs podcast. So, you know, we got to close this up, but yeah, you and me, we need to do an Animorphs podcast, you know, so we could just geek.
There's like a Zone 91 I have planned, but the thing is, Rista, my co-host for the first episode, is starting college, and it still needs to be a week or two until she gets her schedule enough figured out so we can plan a premiere date.
Because I'll totally be your third.
Oh, you can be my set. We can do, like, maybe, we'll discuss after this, but maybe we can do a separate Animorphs podcast that isn't a reread of it.
Yeah. But I would like to do it, like, in between reread and, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll do this after. Close it up.
Okay. Okay, Kheetor, will you give us the sending off message, and then I will, and then Omar will say something stupid.
What was the sending off message? I didn't know I had one.
Goodbye, bitches, or something.
Goodbye, everybody. See you later. I hope I get to come back, and I love you all, and I hope I'm funny, and, you know, Omar, you'll be my replacement Oscar for this. Let me hold you and just congratulate myself. Anyway, love you, bye.
And I'm Jashikins, and if you have, like, any questions you want me to answer, just send them for me, and we'll answer it next podcast. And until next video, goodbye.
Bye-bye.